Turning now to your community focus, how would you spend $100,000 to improve Providence schools? Well, that question was recently put before middle schoolers as part of an exercise in democracy. And joining us live in studio to tell us more is Jonathan Collins, a political science professor at Brown University. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So this event happened earlier this month and was sort of your brainchild. So walk us through how it came to be and what you guys did.
Well, so I've been doing work in the Providence area for maybe the last 3 years, pretty much moving on this idea of participatory budgeting, which is a democratic innovation that's been happening all over the world. And essentially, the idea is that we can remove the public officials from this process of determining how we use public funds and inject the people right into the center of it. So real people get literal power over how we spend public funds. So with this new initiative, Power to the Pupil, this was an agreement with the university, with Brown, that agreed to use some of its funding to go towards a process where we would have students from PPSD be at the direct center of how we use some of the money being invested into the district.
That's awesome. And this involved more than 100 8th grade students at Nathaniel Green Middle School. What did the students decide to do with this? It's a lot of money.
It is. And that is correct. So we had about 10 different options that the students could choose from, and the options were based off of surveys that we had submitted to the students beforehand. We narrowed down from 10 options to 3 during the morning session, and then we had an afternoon session where we agreed to land on one specific topic, which was investing in hands-on learning. So different hands-on learning opportunities for kids in the classrooms.
And are these ideas, actively being considered by school leaders here?
Well, that's the fun part. And so after the Power to the Pupil Day, we had a 2-day session called the Delegate Summit that happened at Nathaniel Green Middle School with the subset of the students who are part of the original Power to the Pupil Day. What they did was they were charged with working through the idea of hands-on learning, because that's broad, right? We need something specific. So they had to put together an actual budget for what hands-on learning investment would look like. We had a couple of officials from the district come in and give the students guidance on what was possible. And we actually settled on some things to invest in that extend beyond the scope of the $100,000. Basically, keep a lookout for some plans on how different middle schools across the district will invest in different kinds of hands-on learning opportunities.
Certainly a unique experience for students. What else did they learn by participating in something like this?
Well, I think the biggest thing that they learned is that they are welcome on a college campus. I mean, one of the biggest findings that we have from the evidence-based component of it is that the students learned more about the different kinds of programs that the university offers as a part of being a part of the program. They really loved engaging with the Brown University students. They rated them the experience of working with and talking with the Brown students who volunteered with us as one of the highest parts of the experience. I think they just loved being on the campus for the day, in addition to making a really meaningful decision.
And you had mentioned that this isn't the first time you've done something like this. Do you plan on continuing this in the future?
No, this is what I really love to do. I mean, figuring out ways to take resources and put the power over those resources directly in the hands of the people who experience these institutions every day. We have policymakers who know a lot about what education and what schools need, but who knows more than the kids who walk the halls every day? And so, these participatory budgeting initiatives like Power to the Pupil, I really think is the future of education policy and governance.
Certainly an interesting event. That's just about all the time we have. Jonathan Collins with Brown University, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.